Hello, everybody, and welcome to the NuWhoZone, the Rings of Akhaten. I see a lot of yous in the chat are wondering what the hell is going on. Right, so this is the thing. I set up the stream, right, on StreamYard's end, but I didn't put a time because lately I haven't been putting times to my stream, but apparently when it posts up on YouTube, it says that you are all waiting on me, but in reality, I haven't even went into the studio or anything because, like, I just put the stream up. So my bad. I did mention it yesterday, but I'll mention it again. So yeah, I've been throwing up streams. Sometimes I will put like we normally do, put up a time, and then other times I won't. It just gives me a little bit more time to sort out what I need to sort out and stuff instead of putting myself under pressure to be ready, if you know what I mean, at a certain time. As you know, I'm normally punctual anyway. It's not very often that I set a time. You hadn't waiting really that long normally. But it was only when I checked YouTube myself, I seen what everybody else was saying. So on StreamYard's end, I didn't put up a time. But for some weird reason on YouTube, it tells everybody that you are all waiting on me and that I'm going live soon, which isn't the case. So maybe that's something that StreamYard and YouTube can sort out. But yeah, so we were supposed to go at 8 anyway, so I am a half an hour late. We have pushed these streams a little bit later now, as I talked about last night. We're going to be doing them a little bit later than normal, except NuWho. Obviously, NuWho, we start between 7, half 7. Because we don't do the whole story now, especially if it's a long story. We cut it up into parts. So yeah, doing the streams a little bit later than normal because it seems to work out better for a lot more people as well in the chat, because I've noticed as well, some people will tell me that they've just missed the stream. We'll be ending and they'll be just coming into the chat. So I've moved to the extra hour then, so then people that they'll at least catch the tail end of the stream anyway. Well, the last half hour maybe. But here, without further ado, I want to get the guests on. Obviously, we are doing the Rings of Akhaten, so I have to get that set up. But I'm watching it on my PlayStation, so that's something good because I've got the DVD. So I'll get it set up. But let's bring on our guests. We got the one and only royalty on the channel. It's the one and only super co-host to Daniel's channel. It's the one and only Queen Charlotte.
Hello, everybody. I think I'm going to be the only one who likes this episode tonight.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I just don't like the singing part. That's all. That's all. As I said, the story itself is not actually bad. It's just, I just look, as I said, that singing, right? When I hear that tonight, the first thing that's going to pop into my head
of the watch
is that stupid bloody, yeah, exactly. Right, let's bring on our next guest. I don't know if Lee is going to turn up, right, because he did show his displeasure to this episode live last night, guys, as you know. So we'll see if Lee pops in. He could be asleep, God love him, because I haven't heard from him, but I have sent him an email. He'll probably arrive fashionably late, as he always does, but there you go. Our next guest is the one and only real super doctor.
Hey, it's not bad. The start of this episode, it's really good. The acting's really good between Jenna Lee Coleman and Matt Smith and the Clara's family. It
Yeah.
really is. It really is a good start to an episode. But as it goes on with the singing and that, and well, I don't like the singing, but the speech that Matt Smith makes, it was like a kind
That's
of
a
Tom
brilliant
Baker speech.
speech.
It
Yeah, I
was like
said.
it's like Tom Baker's speech in the Ark in Space.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
said
and
it. Go ahead, Charlotte.
I was
Sorry.
going to say it's like sort of with Peter Capaldi. A lot of people reference the Zygon inversion speech. I think from
Yeah.
that, this is one of his sort of top, like really well known, beloved speeches in this episode. Like
I
Peter's in
agree.
Zygon.
Yeah.
I agree. The what you call. I said it last night about the speech. The speech is one of the best scenes in it. Look, it is well acted. I'm not gonna lie. It's just the singing that throws me off. But other than that, the rest of it is actually pretty decent. I just want to see if the singing irritates me as much as it did last time round. But we'll see. Our next guest is the one and only PD Rich.
Lay down
Right.
war.
I've removed PD Rich for his awful singing, but also for actually subjecting us to that thing. Were you in that video? I have to question this guy. Were you in that video, PD?
No, I
Did you
wasn't in it.
secretly make an appearance in that fan video?
No.
Oh come on!
no.
He's not one of the.
That was
He's
horrible.
not
Come on,
one of
tell
the
us the truth.
Twitterati.
That was
Come
a
on, tell us the
Twitterati, mate.
truth. Tell
No,
us the
I
truth.
didn't. No, I didn't hang around. I don't hang around with that crowd.
You don't need to
Awesome.
hang around with them, but you probably sneak yourself in.
run with that
Look at him,
crowd.
he's getting he's getting annoyed.
I
Love
don't
it.
run with that
I
clan.
love it. I love it. I love it. Anyway, you ever subject us to that again, and it'll be a
No,
lifetime ban.
Oh, I know. I don't know. I quite like the song in this. I don't know what. I like this because it reminds me very much of like classic Who. It's kind of weird, wacky, and wonderful.
Yeah,
like
it
classic
is
Who.
a bit classic, isn't it? Really.
I think that's what Moffat got right in this series. It went a bit classic Who, went weird, wacky, and wonderful.
Oh shit! Right,
What's
I've got the wrong disc. So hold
Of course
on.
you
now.
have.
Same
Of
disc we had
course.
last week. Same disc last week.
No, it's not.
Is it? Should be. It's on the end of it.
No, it's a town called Mary. Oh, no, I'm on the wrong fucking.
Well, no,
disc
you're on the wrong,
altogether.
complete wrong disc.
Oh, the disc altogether. What season is it again? 7?
7 part
season-
2.
Yeah, second half
Right,
of
hold
season
on,
7.
hold on. They're
Seven.
right here in front of me. I'm pretty sure. So that's the second series.
Yeah.
The
Trying to avoid the
sixth
snowman.
series,
Let's see. Yeah.
The 5th.
Snowman was a special because
The
it was
4th.
another half season.
That's Donna. Fuck off, Donna.
We got a load of those, didn't we? A hot load of
Yeah,
half
and
seasons.
I almost feel like PD. This is Moffat trying to do Star Wars a bit as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
I
noticed
like it.
that with that
like it, though.
kind of hovering thing that we're in.
Yeah.
Well,
Flash
I'm
Gordon,
just
that
thinking,
was.
I'm just thinking of the market and all the aliens. It gives me like Jabba's Hut sort of vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Hold
very
on.
Tatooine,
I need to mute myself. You just keep talking about Jabba the Hutt
Yeah.
or whatever you are going to talk about, and I'm going to figure. Actually, I bet you. Watch, I'm a tick. It's right beside me, isn't it?
Probably.
This is the disc, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the one with yeah.
Of course it is. Of course it is. It's right beside me, folks.
Yeah, we all do that.
Fucking hell.
But I
I
think
had
we
it
don't have
ready
model
and all. And
parts.
there I am going through all the DVDs, and I didn't realise that I had it beside me all along because I'm a. Yeah, we won't go there.
I'm
though.
like, where's the bloody part? Where's the bloody part? Where's the bloody decal? And it's right beside me. Always
Seriously, man.
I put it in the drawer.
Every fucking time.
The problem
But
I have
anyway,
with my
we'll get there
DVDs
now.
is I never put them back in the casing. They're always stacked high, and I'm
Oh,
always
a friend
sifting
of mine
through
used
them.
to do that.
Oh, I do that
Ah.
myself, but then I get this mad urge then to fucking do a cleanup operation and start fucking putting all the discs in. I'll spend about a fucking half hour doing it, but yeah. I mean, look, I used to take really good care of all my DVDs and shit, but I don't know, I lost me passion, and then I just didn't give a fuck really what happened.
Yeah.
To be quite honest with you, that's the truth about it. It's a shame because
Yeah.
I would, even if there was a scratch. I remember when it first came out, and I got me the Christopher Eccleston one, but the phone box I've showed you, I still have it to
Oh,
this
yeah.
day. But
Yeah, but that's like really rare now, isn't it? You were
Yeah.
saying?
I've got a copy of
yeah.
that.
But here's the thing. What you call it? I would be very, very possessive over that. When someone wanted to watch it and stuff like that, I take the disc out and I'd put the disc in. I didn't want even a scratch on them. Why can't I fucking see properly? What's going on, man?
You been drinking again?
No, I haven't even had a fucking. That's hell.
I had the Caves of Androzani in DVD, and I forgot to put it in the casing, and I was using super glue, and a wee bit of super glue got onto it.
Oh, I've
and
done
got
that.
onto it. And I couldn't get the super glue off it because every time I was trying to get super
make it
glue off
worse.
it was making it worse.
You
And it
have
was
to
peeling
literally
off
resand and
the
repolish the entire
reflective.
disc to get rid of it. Yeah.
Oh,
Or else it
I
just jumps when it hits the super glue. Yeah.
Right, I have. There is a disc missing. Give me a second. Use
have to get them off
talk
of
away.
eBay now.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. But Super Doctor, I did the same thing with my Deep Space Nine ones. Oh, I was angry, livid. Little tiny bit of super glue because I was watching it while making a model. I think I was to get the station right. I was just taking loads of screenshots and I put it back on my desk upside down and then went and tried to super glue something and then a bit of super glue went on the disc and that was it. You have to literally polish the entire disc to get it working. 9 times out of 10 it doesn't work.
So all that effort.
Yeah, you put all this effort polishing with the finest glass paper you can, and sometimes it just doesn't work. I got a Voyager disc that's gone like that. It's like it's Voyager Season 3. Can I be bothered to replace it? Probably not.
And no, I don't know how to heal acid reflux. I hope you're okay by that question.
You need an alkaline. You need to take something to an alkaline. It'll calm it down.
So like a
Sodium
milk?
bicarbonate.
Dulcolax or something like that. Or Ralgex.
I'm basically getting hit by a storm now. It was
how is
yesterday,
things up
all
in Scotland?
yesterday.
Yeah, it's pretty
It
bad
was
up
like
there at the moment.
it was like it was like the whole house was shaking and everything
Oh,
like that.
dear.
And I went out and I was heading to the garage and this big I think it was a big storage cabinet that was
Yeah.
outside the side, and it was ripped off, and it was been lying all in bits.
Oh, yeah, we've had some like I've had family members try and use trains, and it's just been like nope, because the tracks have all been like stuff on them.
We had it in 2017. It was like all the overhead lines kept getting knocked down by storms.
Oh no, we might have another guest. Look at the private chat.
He woke up. I thought he was doing a commission.
I think he's going to rip this episode to bits.
It'll be funny to listen to.
I'll start singing.
The only time I won't allow him to do that is when Matt does his speech. He'll have to behave then.
Right.
Guess what I was watching yesterday, Charlotte?
What?
Pride and Prejudice and the Zombies. And it had Matt Smith in it.
Oh yeah, that was like one of the movies he did before he properly got good movies in Hollywood.
Yeah, that's one of his like first movies. he was good in it.
Right, we got Lee in the studio as well. I've got me disc. Why is that? No. I just put the right disc in. I literally read it. What's going on here?
I don't know.
This is doing my fucking head in.
Right, I'll put a link to that site in again, and just
No. I have the DVD. It's right here.
I can't find the actual episode.
Next one after the internet.
It's on a disc I had last week. It's on the same disc. with the snowman and the watching Bella St. John. It's on the
Yeah,
same disc.
it was
It's
Bell
last
Saint
episode.
last week.
Yeah, it's episode 7.
Should be up this 7, yeah, should be.
There, leaves. Yeah. This is it.
Yep.
Right, let's bring Lee on, and then we can get this show on the road, because I know everybody in the chat is already ready. But just in case you're not,
Just free.
you let us know. Press 1, press 1, press 1. You know what to do. Right, let's bring Lee on. Here he is. One only problem being.
Oh, and I need to correct you, PD Rich. If you've got acid reflux, the worst thing you can do is put an alkaline.
Okay, don't do that. Don't do that.
You need to put more acid in there. So I would recommend diluted apple cider with honey and something to sweeten it, because it's pretty awful, or lemon tea.
Oh, that'll do it. That'll do it.
Because basically your stomach it's lacking acid, so you need to put more.
I once did that. Someone had a massive go at me. I went and drank like gherkin juice, gherkin brine. And I go, no, don't do that. You're going to end up with cystitis.
Nice.
Right.
No, it worked.
I don't know what happened when I went off for the brief few minutes that I left, but yeah, acid reflux is
I suffer that.
It's
unknown.
horrible.
We're talking about this unknown acid in the chat.
Yeah, it's horrible, mate. It's only few things work though. That's the thing. I mean, work effectively.
Well, if you need a quick fix, then you get your Rennies or your Gaviscon or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Gaviscon's better. Don't get ready.
But that's for immediate relief. But I would genuinely suggest that for a longer term fix, first of all, see your doctor. Especially if it's going on for a long time.
Yeah,
because you could have.
It could be an underlying medical condition. He's right.
It could be stomach ulcers, or it could be something else. So you get it checked out first.
Yeah, checked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and but if you need a quick fix, obviously something like a Rennies, but don't rely on it like I do.
Exactly. And the thing about Rennies and Gaviscon, though, if you read the back as well, if you have stomach ulcers, it's not good to use. So Lee's advice that you gave just there, the one we're about going to the doctor, that would be the best advice actually. First, go. They'll be able to check
apple cider is pretty good, because put that in a dilute.
But we're not medical experts, and we're not claiming to be medical experts. So go and seek a medical.
But do seek
professionals.
Another good one, lemon vodka does it well as well.
Yeah. So let's move on anyway before the stream gets done by YouTube for misinformation. Anyway,
seek a healthcare professional.
So I think everybody in the chat is ready. Is everybody on the panel ready?
Yep, mine's ready.
Right, I'm finally ready. It took me a few minutes, but I'm finally ready. So without further ado, do you get that?
Still have a prequel, does it?
No, somebody said in the chat there's no prequel.
Oh, okay, that's great.
I don't really care though, to be honest. The prequel's kind of
Some
of them are good. Well, some of them are good, and then some of them can be just a waste of me fucking energy.
Well, they want to explain what happened to Strax like 2 years after Strax died.
Yeah.
Like, why?
Why am I missing a pair of earphones? Why does this always happen?
Moffat finally tells you what happened to Strax, how he came back. It was a flesh wound.
Yeah, at that point, I really didn't like Strax, whatever he's called.
Yeah, I like
Strax. Charlotte, go ahead. Look, I'm ready.
5,
Let's do it.
4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Go, everybody. Let's do the twist again, like we did last summer.
Shut up.
You be quiet, you. It's not even the summer.
I'll start
it's
singing
autumn.
in a minute.
See? It's autumn. He's reading the Beano. And I wouldn't even mind the one that he has, the summer special. I think that's a rare copy. Obviously it's not the real copy, and they probably would have printed it out, but they would have having to get Beano's permission for that.
Oh yeah, because it's quite prominent, isn't it? It's not like it's
it's Beano is very popular.
And Clara, the actress who plays Clara's mum, I feel like I know her.
That's a bit creepy.
Yeah, she's hot.
Yeah.
You going with Mama?
Oh, the music of this episode is brilliant.
Oh yeah.
I like the music of this episode. The whole reason I bought the season 7 soundtrack was not for part 1, it was part 2's music.
Yeah, that was the best thing about Murray Gold's music. He could really hit emotionally with
So that leaf at the ground, the exact way to do this, so for her to hit me face so I could fall in love with you. What a load of bullshit. That's Moffat for you with this fairy tale shit.
Mate. It's not...
Right. Sorry, but
but
life isn't full of fucking coincidence, right? Shit just happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, but with Clara, it wasn't a coincidence, was it?
I know, yeah.
Because Clara had to be there. She had to be born to save the Doctor because she's Impossible Girl.
Yeah.
It's
my mama told me life is not full of coincidences.
I really don't want to be stuck in rain with a woolen coat because it'll ruin it. Especially Tweet.
I think that's how they're trying to make it a little bit kind of interesting. Is they're trying to make it as though it was based on coincidence more than
I love the way he gets a smack of the ball and does the karate straight away.
I knew see an Aikido.
Creepy.
Doctor's a bit creepy in this episode.
Yeah,
creepy man in a park.
Yeah, but if you think about it, this Doctor seems to have a weird thing for meeting his companions when they're kids.
Yeah.
He did it with Amy. Now he's doing it with Clara.
Well, with
Amy,
Amy,
supposed to be the 9th Doctor as well. He's supposed to have.
Is that supposed to be aged?
Yeah, but with Amy, it was different because he literally crash landed in her back garden. But with this story,
find her.
But with this story, he actually seeks out Clara.
Yeah.
But there's a reason for it because obviously she keeps appearing. That's what I mean.
Yeah, it's like he's saying now, like, how can she exist? She doesn't make sense.
Right, let's see what
the most important person in the universe.
Yeah,
season 8, mate.
That's just
the key to everything.
That's just Moffat for you.
I just find these titles very deranging. I mean, they're a bit
I think they're a bit too busy, aren't they?
Yeah. It's like they're edited one from together.
They but you know why he did it? He did it for the American audience, John.
Yeah.
That's why he did it. He did it for the American audience because they wanted something. Because remember, everything in America is slightly different. We got the normal title sequence, I remember, back in the day. It's only when you buy the DVD box set, then we get the title sequences that they got in America, which is weird. Like, I get you want to give them something slightly different, but what about...
I know that title sequence gets a lot of stick, but I quite like it. Apart from the TARDIS at the end, I think, and the logo. Oh, I like it.
Do you know what?
I quite like it, but I can understand why some don't because of how much is going on.
Do you know what?
I like the tunnel bit at the end. It reminded me very much of the sort of, Tom Baker time tunnel.
In fairness, right, I criticised it a few weeks back, right? I just don't like the DW, but the way he does the different titles with it, right, and it's a different colour for each episode. Yeah, that's interesting and it's slightly better in my opinion, but I do agree there's too much going on in it.
Yeah. It's like the basic...
And the music,
we got the full
music is growing on me, though.
I like the Galaxy of Stars in Matt Smith's face.
Yeah.
I like this
trying
bit
to do
with
something in the
Clara.
80s, isn't it?
Yeah.
I do like this bit. It's like it's very humanizing almost. She's like, I don't know where I want to go.
Yeah.
And that's like a very normal answer.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm finding I don't mind this version of Clara. Do you know, we said there's so many versions of the same character, but like as a modern day companion in this sort of half, she's all right. She's inquisitive. She's a bit like wants to go out in the world and explore, and I like that in a companion.
I didn't like her with Capaldi in her first season.
Oh God, no! That's when I started.
I was fine with this Clara. I was fine with this Clara. It's just Capaldi turns up. It's terrible.
Yeah.
She becomes like an abusive carer, doesn't she?
Yeah, she becomes an absolute narcissist.
Well, there's like a sense of innocence with this Clara almost, isn't there?
Yeah.
See,
there's also a sense of wonder.
Oh, that's what. Yeah, it's that wonder. It's that innocence. It's that wanting to travel. So I like the whole thing she has in this episode of being scared and sort of that's been okay, and we all get scared, which is true.
Yep.
See, I think this shot looks quite good. What do you lot think? The asteroid.
Yeah. CGI still holds up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking today when I watched it.
In the later Moffat episodes, though, as it goes on, the CGI improves quite a lot, actually. Because he's got a lot more visuals. He has.
Yeah, and you got a feeling he's got a bit more money, haven't you, at this point?
Yeah.
He did. He had a bigger budget than RTD ever had. This is the thing now. The shoe is on the other foot now. This time, RTD has limitless funds. So
almost limitless. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I love this. Like, look how busy
all
it
the
is
different aliens.
It is like a Star Wars vibe to it.
That's what I was thinking.
Good. I like that. I like that, but I like this just random alien designs, like, you know. Nice.
Yeah, and he just names them, and then they're on to the next one. It's a bit like End of the World, isn't it? But better.
Yeah.
A Hululu. That was my favourite one. A Hululu. And then that. See, the start of this episode's great, man. It's actually not a bad story. It's just that fucking god awful singing.
And there we go. There's the little name drop with my granddaughter.
Oh, are they related to the? Are they related
to
the?
Yeah, I was thinking that. What the? Oh, yeah, they were in Torchwood, weren't they? Oh no, not Torchwood.
The doctor's daughter, Jenny's episode, the fish people.
No, but the head.
That's the half.
No, yeah, because there was more fish. But do you not think the head of it looks like that thing that was in Love and Monsters?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. They live underground. The Weevil.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, Weevil with fish. Probably married a fish or something.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I love, like, Clara's such a fish out of water here, and it works.
No.
She doesn't have a clue what she's doing.
No.
So why isn't the Tardis
translating?
Yeah.
Because, Lee, we said this. It's when it's convenient for the plot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It only works when it's convenient to the plot. You should know that by now. Yeah. Is it convenient to the plot? No, it's not happening.
See, this early version of this Clara, as what was a PD said, this version of her is not bad.
No,
it's when she starts getting cocky. Oh, here she is, the little girl.
The doctor, she starts getting cocky.
Who's now a raging feminist.
Oh my god.
See, I didn't watch any of this stuff with the watch log. Maybe that's so I don't have those feelings like the rest of you guys.
When is she transitioning then? Be the king of years soon.
No, she'd still be queen, even if she did.
Yeah, because I think Jordan the Who lockdown, didn't they do this episode? And they got her the feature, and she did a video, and she was.
And I was like, I'm not watching any of the lockdown stuff for this because I really love this episode, and it's probably going to ruin it for me.
People are slightly involved in Doctor Who. They do an episode, or they win a competition, or they end up becoming absolute assholes afterwards. It's like it corrupts them.
Well, yeah.
It's like the Zorbeloff kid's supposed to be an absolute pain.
Yeah.
Look, the whole system in society. I don't want to get bogged down on it, but the whole system, society, the educational system, it's all wrong. It's all wrong, right? And then the product is girls like her, you know.
Yeah.
Sure, I read another statistic as well. Women over 30 for the first time, birth rates are down. But of course, you know, the feminists will swing that and try to say, well, it's because
they'll make it positive, but
more women want to work. But the reality is because of the poverty and the fact that there's, you know, the way society is right now.
People don't want to bring kids into a world that don't.
Why would you? Even Cheryl was saying that to me. Imagine if we brought. I says, I'm glad we didn't actually.
Yeah.
Like, even though we would bring our child up the right way, Cheryl was saying, well, the educational system and stuff like that. She said, I would home. Now she's even saying it because she was a teacher. She said she'd even homeschool. So that just goes to show you how bad she thinks the educational system is if she was part of it. And she's saying now that she would homeschool.
Yeah. I think we got a public service that's resentful of the people it's supposed to be helping.
Oh, Chibnall, that's where he ripped off the idea for his passenger.
Oh, God, yeah. I didn't even click that.
Dear.
There you go. There you go. Just a slightly different mask, but the costume's nearly the same, except it just.
At least the masks weren't bought off of Wish.com.
No, they were made by Roboto.
No, they were made. That's what I mean. That's the thing that RTD will bring as well, folks. Though, you know, the creativity, right? You will see that, like you see in the Jordan Doctor Who Confidential. You know, they showed us how they created all of these monsters and aliens and stuff like that. And that was brilliant. I hope they bring that back. Even if they don't bring it back on BBC Three, at least do it so when you release a box set, it's on the box set for each episode.
Well, I don't know. They've got a YouTube channel. Like, do stuff for the YouTube channel.
Or even do it for the YouTube. Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd watch it, man. I used to love doing that. Watch an episode of Doctor Who and then switch over to BBC Three.
Oh,
watch Doctor Who Confidential, man.
Oh, Tardis, you got good taste, love.
Yeah, the Tardis doesn't like Clara.
Tardis has seen season 8. That's what it is.
That was the first indication, though, that was the first indication, though, to me that this TARDIS didn't like.
See, the
Clara.
TARDIS can be like that. It's the
TARDIS. It's alive. That's the thing.
Hold on.
It can like the Doctor as well, but it can't like the Doctor as well if the Doctor's thinking and doing of other things.
Here's one for you. I'm just going to throw this out there. This just popped into my head. Weird little theory, right? So the TARDIS wouldn't let Clara in, yeah? Then Peter Capaldi regenerates into the 13th Doctor and the TARDIS throws her out. What if, in fact, the 13th Doctor reality is actually Clara?
Oh, God.
Remember, she went off in her own TARDIS and we don't know what happened to her. We knew that eventually she'd have to go back and she'd die. But we don't know what happened to her. What if she went back to Gallifrey? What if they actually gave her regenerations or extended her life or something and she became a Time Lord?
No,
it's better than anything Chibnall would have come up with.
Well, wouldn't that be... I know, it's only a theory, but isn't that sounding better than what Chibnall came up with? Imagine that's the twist at the end.
Yeah.
That Jodie Whittaker's Doctor, basically, she opens the fob watch and it's actually Clara.
She's actually Clara, yeah.
The impossible girl, which then you could translate into the timeless child.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
But way too much cleveness.
Exactly. Sorry, Chibnall. Though, if you use that, I'm
or a shield door fixed her, gave her regenerations instead of like dead.
And that goes for BBC or anybody out there. Don't be using my stuff.
Yeah.
But
well, I said they should do it.
Well,
it's
be done
Jenny.
now.
Somehow Jenny and the Doctor switch places, and are you actually looking at Jenny, not the Doctor?
Something like, look, there would have been so many.
It's easy to fix if you know how, but Chibnall doesn't know how. There we go.
There was Clara telling the story about her mother.
Yeah.
Tell you what, I forget the actress' name. Is it Jenna? What's her name?
Jenna Louise Coleman.
She's doing some good acting here.
Yeah.
Jenna, she's doing some good acting here.
You talking about the little girl? Or you talking about Jenna? Jenna.
I'm talking about Clara's actress.
Yeah, Jenna is. Look. I watched her in the TV show Titanic with John last year. I think it was. Listen, she was in Emmerdale as well, right? And I used to watch Emmerdale when she was in it, so I know what type of actress she is. In fairness to her, since she's left Doctor Who, she's done very, very well. And she deserves it. She actually really, truly does, because she's a great actress. This version of Clara, the Victorian version, I have no problem with. It's later on in the series, she gets a bit too cocky and then basically Moffat tries to make her the Doctor. Right?
Yeah.
Didn't like that. But I would never be opposed to her returning back in some form or capacity like Billy Piper did.
And being written as an actual likable character again.
Yeah. I'd love to see her come back. I think she's a great fucking actress. Now, this singing is not bad here. It's when they all start fucking... We're singing to this planet who's swallowing everything.
Yeah, but you can tell Moffat is making a commentary on religion here.
I know.
Actually thought that this was Sutek.
Well, in fairness, the back of it does look, if you looked at the background there where the crowd are, it looks a bit like Jerusalem, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Look at it again with the domes and all. It looks like Jerusalem.
That's what I mean. Yeah. This is basically Moffat commenting on religion. And I think
you got any badger noses, mate? Got any badger noses?
See, when I first saw this episode, and when I saw that alien, and it looked kind of mummified, and I thought, that's Sutek. Moffat's just brought Sutek back.
That would have been a good twist, I'll give you that.
Oh, it would have been brilliant.
How about half-breathers? We recycled them.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
No, but horse singing it is fine. It's when they all join in. Like, you just have her sing the fucking song. Like, she's good enough by herself. And him, actually, the two of them singing is actually not bad. It's when the rest of them all start chiming. Get the fucking boat.
Yeah, but it's about memories. About emotion.
I know, but like... Don't get me wrong. I'm for emotion. You know I am. I mean, I cried when the Timeless Child was revealed. That's how emotional I was.
We all did.
But this just to me is a little bit too cringe. Just slightly over the cringe mark. It's yeah. Oh, here we go.
I get it. It's Marmite. I have known this ever since I watched this first when it came out. I was like, I'm probably going to be one of the few who like this one.
I liked it.
That when I watched it,
because it's very Doctor Who-y, you know.
It's a great song. Have you actually heard that song? Like, that song is an actual great song. I just now, while that's playing now, the thing that's popped into my head now is that YouTube video of all those twats' faces going across the screen singing the song.
Oh, the cringe factor.
Oh man, if they hadn't have done that, I'd probably be a bit more.
Oh no, look, the glitter, fucking glitter.
I know. Too much cheers.
Don't speak about him. We don't speak about him anymore.
But in fairness, Charlotte makes a very, very,
No, they're singing aliens. Oh, no.
Appropriate point when she said, you know, it's like Marmite. Classic Who was the same as well. It had its cheesy moments. You either loved them or
like Songs of Bloody Praise, isn't it?
So in that respect, you know, I think Moffat's hit the nail on the head here, because the Doctor Who can be cheesy at times. Let's be honest about it.
That's what makes it good. That's what makes Doctor Who good, the cheesiness of it.
I just didn't want the crowd to butt in this. Oh, he knows something's going on. Oh, your face. Oh, everything's gone to shit. Oh, see that it's our singing. See, it's our bloody singing, right? That's what happened. The crowd joined in. He's angry now. What the fuck is that? A bunch of crows? He's probably saying space crows.
Oh. No, he just realised he left the toaster on.
Oh, she's being swooped away. By the way, that thing that has the fish thing that looks like the weevil, right, also has tentacles like the fucking ood. So it seems to be a fucking cross species. It's like they just lobbed shit together.
They do in the costume department, but it still looks good.
But it does, that's what I'm saying. But it looked like they just lobbed shit together there. But that is cool. It is a cool design, though.
3 or 4 spare parts from costumes.
That's it, man. Use whatever. Yeah. If the story is good, nobody gives a shit what the aliens look like.
Yeah. Doctor, we don't walk away. Maybe tell a certain blonde that she loves to walk away.
She's gonna give the, what does she give again? She doesn't give the leaf this time round, does she?
No, she doesn't give anything this time round. This time round it's the ring.
The ring.
Love to look on Matt's face. What have I done? What have I done?
But fair play to her. See, she wasn't selfish there, though.
No, she wasn't.
You know, he makes her selfish as well later on. I don't know what he was trying to do with her character, but he did ruin Clara. And it's not Jenna's fault. Obviously, she's still a great actress. Like, she played what she was told to play, and she did it well.
Flash! Oh!
Yeah.
Gordon's alive!
Oh. Because it really hurts. I do miss Doctor Who, though.
Yeah. And even the bad ones as well.
Yeah, I don't know if you have a Skybox, obviously you have a channel called W.
Oh, they always play them.
And every weekend they show Doctor Who. It's mostly Matt Smith's era now, I will admit, but I love terrible
green screen. You can see the green screen.
Yeah.
The aliasing.
Ah, well. Yeah, I can hear the audio as well, but we've kind of gotten away with it over the last couple. I kind of don't want to push it, but yeah, if someone, I don't know whose audio it is, but just, remember to just tone it down a little bit. I'm not asking you to knock it off, just tone it down so it's barely hearable, if you know what I mean. Because once we're talking in the background, there should be no problem. Like now the episode, because there's no more singing for a while, it's actually not bad. Because he has to try figure this shit out now.
This is such a Troughton-like moment, isn't it? Off Matt.
Yeah.
This is Second Doctor.
Yeah, but this is where the screwdriver should be used. Proper use for the screwdriver there. Right?
Yeah, you say that, but even I'll admit he has a really stupid moment in like a couple of minutes with it.
Right.
Where it is literally like a gun, almost.
Oh, yeah, but Moffat started to do that with Matt Smith, where he started. Remember the Silence episode as well, where him and River are doing their thing, and he uses the screwdriver as a bloody weapon.
Yeah,
Peter Capaldi then start doing it as well, which was weird. Matt Smith was underrated. I agree, 100%.
See Matt's yellow teeth in this though.
Well, I think why he suffers a little bit and why he is underrated though is the Stephen Moffat factor. Some of the stories were just, as I said, Stephen Moffat was inconsistent, but he still delivered some great stories.
Yep. See, but I think now, like a lot of the this is happening with Peter's doctor. It's happening with Matt's, I think, as well.
Everybody's going back.
Yeah, everybody's going back. I think to after Tennant now, and are looking at the doctors after Tennant again, and are actually appreciating them a lot more.
I agree.
That's why I'm just like, please, Matt, please be in the 60th, because I just think if he comes back, he will give such an amazing performance.
Yeah.
Because he's older, he's been out the role now, he's got more roles since Who. And I just think I'd love just to see him again.
I mean, Matt Smith is the Doctor. He was good as the Doctor from word go.
That's what I mean. I mean, he did hit the ground running.
Yeah.
His Weeping Angel 2-part story with River is apparently that was some of the first stuff that he filmed.
Yeah,
you wouldn't think it. You wouldn't think it. By the way he was acting. Listen, whether he believed it or not, or whether fans believed it or not, he was born to play the Doctor. And yes, again, like most fans, hopefully one day we see this Doctor return. I would look, but instead of, look, he worked well with David Tennant. I think those two Doctors worked great together. But I would love to see him work with Peter Capaldi's Doctor. I think that would be an interesting dynamic because the two Doctors, they're completely different in some ways, and in other ways they're quite similar. Because remember, Matt Smith can be a no-nonsense Doctor when he wants to be, same as Peter Capaldi. So they have similar traits as well. But I think the scenes between those two would be some of the best.
Oh, it would, but Peter's not coming back.
No.
And I don't blame him. I really don't.
They did another Christopher Eccleston on Peter Capaldi.
I've got a feeling he might have got it even worse than Christopher.
And you know what? Shame on whoever in both cases was responsible for those two men leaving. I say leaving. Sacked.
No, they were pushed.
Pushed is the proper word to use.
Chibnall was responsible for the second one. I know that.
McGann and Smith would be great.
That's what I was thinking. McGann, I'd be interested in, but I think with Peter, like Christopher, you can tell it was not nice and there was bad blood, but he wasn't a fan of the show. I think with Peter, it hurt him a lot more emotionally because he's
a fan of the show. I mean, we've seen that letter that he wrote in, and I remember. Still, that's my favorite reveal, by the way, of any Doctor. The way they did Peter Capaldi's, the way he was introduced to the audience, and he comes out, and you can tell, big smile when he walks out for the first time, sits down, and you can tell. And he was even talking about he met some fan, right, a Doctor Who fan, and you were talking about the show and stuff. They had a Doctor Who t-shirt on or something. And he was saying, little did this fan know, he was talking to the new Doctor, but I couldn't say anything. And he says during the interview, he goes, well, sure, if that fan is watching now, obviously they were talking to the new Doctor, and they didn't even. That would really set me over the edge if I knew I was talking to someone I didn't even know they were going to play the Doctor. That'd be brilliant. But I love Peter Capaldi. I know his hair is not the greatest, but I loved him as the Doctor.
No,
he didn't deserve to go out the way he did. Well, look, you never know. He might be done with Doctor Who right now, but maybe in a few years' time, there could be a chance of him.
I think he's the type of actor and the type of fan that once he's made peace, he would come back.
Yeah,
I've got a feeling he's not made peace yet.
No, well, he hasn't because he brought up about the audio. He brought up. What? There's no singing yet. I'm still on the part where he's I'm still on the part where he's using the screwdriver to defeat these assholes. Now Clara has gone to the scooter thing. Oh, now she's running again.
Yeah, you missed it. We were chatting. There was a tiny bit of singing.
Oh, okay then.
Oh, the scene's coming up in a minute.
Okay. Oh, that wasn't the scene, wasn't it? Okay.
No, I mean Matt's speech in a couple of minutes.
Oh, the speech is one of the best speeches in Doctor Who. It doesn't matter. Look, Peter Capaldi has some amazing ones. David Tennant had one or two. Even Christopher Eccleston had a couple. But I think Matt Smith's Peter Capaldi speeches, especially because Moffat was all about the speeches, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah.
I think two of them. I think three speeches out of this era, out of Moffat era, really stand out. This one, the one out of the Zygon, one that you talked about, but also the one with Missy and the Master.
Oh yeah, when he's actually begging her.
Yeah, they're the three best speeches.
And you got Words Win Wars as well, which is the one from the Pandorica opens.
Yeah, that's a good one. But I think this one's stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Pandorica is basically the Doctor just saying, yeah, you know me, how many times have I beaten you? Shove off. Like,
yeah, pretty much.
It's brilliant, but it's not that complex. Whereas this is the Doctor talking about his life, the Doctor sort of showing the damage and how he's I think even at this point you were seeing the weariness of the Doctor and the sort of maybe I've lived a bit too long that you saw more in Peter's run.
Yeah.
That's what I loved about this Doctor as well. Like Peter's, he could easily get into the TARDIS and go to a different time.
It's massive.
Right? I know all the other Doctors could do the same, but they didn't. But particularly these two Doctors, they got emotionally invested.
Oh, God, yeah.
See?
No, we don't walk away. And it's like, as a fan, you get what he's talking about.
Yeah.
He's talking about when he got the TARDIS and Susan and he ran. Because Susan was the precious thing he was protecting.
Yeah, with the hand of Omega in tow.
Do you know what I love about Matt's Doctor as well, though? He goes in and he clearly showing the audience that, okay, right now I'm thinking, I'm sussing out the situation, right? But I'll give it a bash, but I'm not 100% confident, but I'll have a trick up my sleeve sort of attitude. But this is just amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go again.
More singing.
Oh,
jeez.
We only have a few lines at least from her.
Oh, God.
Boo, 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 boo. And they all join in like a bunch of morons.
My skin is literally crawling right this second.
Oh, Jesus, man. Oh, there's their faces scrolling across the screen now. Oh, there's Ginger. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. It's dumb, it's stupid, doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense. It's a lot of crap.
But the speech is deadly. Jesus, he's describing Chris Chibnall in
Yeah, pretty much.
So.
Yeah, take his, because he has a lot. He has over 1,000 years of memories there, but still not enough for you.
But what's 1,000 years compared to that of a star or whatever that's been around for billions of years?
That's it. Yeah. So he's screwed already, and he knows he
Makes
is.
No sense.
Yeah, he knows he is.
But he's just trying out.
But then again, of course, the Doctor is like billions of years old now as well.
Well, he is now, because Peter Capaldi smashed the crystal. How long did it take him to do that? So he is now, yeah. His age has... Actually, we don't know his exact age now, do we?
No, especially with the Chibnall stuff now.
This is why he is the best. Look at that. The emotion. The face. The eyes. He's crying. He's literally fucking crying. Look, tears are straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a good actor.
Do you know what pisses me off? Though, I'm going to say this. The way he's being treated by Hollywood, he deserves to be fucking...
Yeah.
I don't know. They keep cutting all these scenes and shit that he's in. Leave it out, man. Because you are missing out.
Take it all, baby.
Because you are missing it. You are missing out on a great actor.
Well, that's why I'm hoping. Yeah. Is it Morbius?
Yeah,
well?
He's going to be actually in that. Yeah, and he's in that House of Dragon as well, which obviously.
Oh, that that's our first. So I'm that will probably launch him a bit more.
Yeah, but obviously, Game of Thrones fans right now are not happy because apparently, the usual from the writers and the creators, dismissing fans and changing shit. But as we haven't seen that, and I'll hold judgment. I was a fan of Game of Thrones, so we'll see. But there's a lot of origins stories they're doing this year, next year. Harry Potter is also getting a fucking prequel.
They've been doing prequels already. Do you mean the Fantastic Beasts movies?
Yeah, I know they've made them. Cheryl's watched them. I'm not a fan of Harry Potter, so
what is it? Harry Potter, the transphobic creator.
But what you call it? The Rings of Power, which is the Lord of the Rings prequel. Obviously, there's some controversy around that as well. But again, as we haven't seen that, and I'll wait until I actually watch it. But if they screw Lord of the Rings prequel up, they can go and kiss me ass.
What arrogance! The most important leaf in human history. My ass. Because it made me, because I'm Clara.
Well, I think I agree with you with the important stuff, but I like the idea of basically because the mum died early is the way I've always understood it. It's infinite because it's days the mum never had. And I like that idea, but I agree with the sort of, it does come across a bit of Clara saying I'm so important, but the idea is good.
And it's great that they made Jenna Lee Coleman a wee bit younger for that.
But look, he's devastated, he is, because she's given away. Moffat, when Moffat's writing, when Moffat was on his game,
Yeah.
is there someone crying? I just heard someone sniveling. Who's crying?
Not me.
Not me.
It's okay. It's okay if you have dust in your eyes. It's all good. It's all good.
I'm cutting onions.
If you want to hear crying, wait until Matt's final episode. Then you will hear me in buckets.
Oh no! Now listen, I'm gonna be a shit
I won't be
show
able
as well.
to hide it. It will.
I'm a shit show as well because as soon as Raggedy Man happened, that's it. I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm done.
And then deep breath. It's gonna be like, oh yeah, and then they do that bloody scene in deep breath, and I'm just like, no.
In fairness, when Peter Capaldi first burst onto the screen and he started talking about his kidneys and stuff, yeah, it was funny, but I was kind of like, he looks awkward. I don't think this is gonna work.
Yeah.
And then of course his first episode came along, and then all my fears were gone straight away. I took to him straight away.
I love this TARDIS console room though. That's a good chat up line, isn't it?
But that was true, though. You know, she was right to say that.
She actually is right here.
And he got her ring back. Ah, I forgot. Oh, they gave her back to her. Who's cutting onions in here? Says Chris.
Yeah.
It is.
What did they do for a star source then? These people, because it went and shouldn't that turn into a black hole?
I don't
know.
know.
She didn't give the ring up as an offering.
It was their source of light, wasn't it?
No. She gave it to the alien for the moped.
For the moped, but they gave it back to her because obviously things worked out. So it was a gesture, which was nice.
Oh yeah, and it wasn't an offering that like the other ones. This was basically she paid for something with it.
Oh, I do like this episode. World War III.
From my memory, I don't. Let's see if it's
Cold War.
Watch it.
Cold War, yeah.
I actually like this episode because I like Liam Cunningham. He's an Irish actor, so I'm down for any Irish actor in Doctor Who.
David Warner.
And the funny thing is, they get him to play a Russian, and Irish people just can't do Russian accents. So it's. But I did like this. I like this one. I do. So
yeah, I like the fact that the Ice Warrior came back.
That's what I mean. I liked it. I thought it was very clever the way it was done.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, for me, I do think this could have been a 2-part story. In fairness, of I wanted a little bit more, but I can't wait for that one next week. Actually, but there you go. I mean,
no more singing, lads. You've done it. You got through it.
Yeah,
we did. Well, in fairness, not as bad as I thought. I'll just start off straight away. I'm just going to give it a 7 out of 10. The singing still irritates me. The story itself is not bad.
What story?
What do you mean? There's a clear story there.
Really?
Yes, there is a story there. What were you watching? Anyway, Lee has his own opinion, but I'm sorry that he's rudely interrupted me while I was giving my review. So we leave him to last. I'm only messing. But anyway, no. But I like the end. I think the end is very good. The speech is good. Yeah, the Claret stuff there right at the end. Leaf, I do agree with people. It's a bit of it, but I think it's more of a kind of a like what Charlotte said. So yeah, 7 out of 10. Look, there's better episodes. Let's just say. But yeah, it's not bad. Go on, Lee. You seems that you're dying to get out and say something.
What a pretentious load of wank.
Oh, of course. Right, come on.
Well, Doctor Who and the Songs of Praise. I mean, like, really?
Right.
Highfalutin ideas. It's all fucking fairy tales. And
yeah.
I mean, the song itself isn't bad. It's got some nice chord progressions, but it's just so corny, cheesy. Oh. and then I don't know. It's like it's got some good ideas in there, which would have made for an interesting film length thing, but it's just really contrite, pretentious and over bloated, so self-aware, smug and contrived.
Are you sure you're not just talking about Clara now?
Mostly.
Yes, I got a feeling.
Can I ask you a question then? Is Clara, this version of Clara, actually hampering your experience of this episode? Would that be fair to say that because
as I've always said, Victoria and Clara would have made so much better sense to go from that and not this impossible girl bollocks. I've never liked that arc, and it's just meandering and this leaf is the most fuck off, right? You're some like posh totty from the Midlands who's got like a leaf that slapped her dad's face, and because of that he banged his mother, her mother, and not his mother. That would be a bit weird. But all the possible. It doesn't really explain why there's all these different versions of. It's supposed to, but it doesn't. I don't know. The only bearable thing in this is Matt Smith, really. Even though I think that speech is so, it came out of nowhere. Like he's crying. It's like, why? It's like it doesn't. The emotional. There is no emotional build up to that. I mean, he's clowning around 1 minute. He walks onto that platform.
You're missing it. I think you're missing the emotional build up. You're saying there isn't, but I can actually correct you on that. There is.
Go on.
He's lost. He's just lost Amy and Rory. Yeah, he had that episode, The Snowman, right? Then he lost that version of Clara, right? The Victorian version of Clara, and that set him over the edge.
No, I'm not talking about long form.
Are you talking about the emotional build up in the actual episode itself?
The actual episode, yeah.
Okay, right, fair enough.
I mean, okay,
there is emotional build up there.
He's dotted about watching the funeral of Clara's mother. Okay, fine. But it just seemed to come up it came on really strong out of nowhere.
Right. Fair point.
And it just didn't gel with me. It just seemed to be really switched on. Like, okay, I've got to deliver this really dramatic moment to this jack-o'-lantern sun god monster thing.
Yeah, it did look like a jack-o'-lantern when you actually heard that, didn't it? Yeah, they could have probably just got a pumpkin and just.
It just like that sorting hat from Harry Potter. It's got that kind of face, and it just didn't have that impact it should have had. And then when it came back, it should have been much more horrific and bigger than it was before, and more awesome and terrifying. And it just didn't. And then Clara comes scooting in on that fucking thing and somehow traveling through space without fucking space helmet. Fine. And then snuffs it out with this fucking leaf, the most important leaf in the universe. Really? Oh, please. And it's full, but it still eats it, and that kills it. Fuck off, Moffat. Like when I first saw this, I think I could have cringed myself to death. I think my skin would have contorted so much it would have constricted my throat and my lungs, and I would have just suffocated. I mean, I don't know how I survived. I really hate it. I'm sorry. I love Matt Smith's performance, even though the speech, everyone lauds it. I think it's just really contrived and pretentious.
Yeah,
it's just a fairy tale nonsense of Moffat's that irritates the living crap out of me. Still infinitely better than Chibnall. But and
go on.
And it pains me. It pains me. Because I know I gave some episodes of Flux relatively high marks, but I did say at the end, if it amounted to nothing, all those marks go away, and I still think that's true. It amounted to nothing. So, and what story? I mean, it starts off really promising. It starts off really good. I like the marketplace. I like the aliens. I like the designs of the set and the monsters and the aliens and all that. but the choir thing, the singing, jeez, no.
Right, we'll come back to you again because I know you probably have a lot more to say. Charlotte, there's only 15 minutes left, so I want to get Charlotte in. But do you want to give your score now, or do you want me to come back to you?
Look, I'll be generous. I'll give it a 4. Go on.
Okay, well, that's fair enough. So I hear a ring dial tone. That's mad. Do you hear that? I've heard that a couple of times now. There's a dial tone coming through. Is someone hacking me?
No.
Hello. Anyway, we'll go to Queen Charlotte next. Go ahead, Queenie.
Yeah, no.
It's written by Neil Cross, apparently. Okay,
yeah, well, whatever.
He's a pretentious.
By the way, Lee, you take over for me for a couple of seconds, will you? I just need to do something real quick.
I'll let Ma'am.
Yeah, she's talking, and then obviously if she's finished by the time I will be back, but just in case I'm not, then you can just get real super doctor or PD or whatever to get. Yeah. Okay, right.
So I meant Neil Cross. Fine, Neil Cross and Moffat. Yeah.
No, I've always really adored this episode, and I think it's because I like the sort of the theme it's trying to deal with, which is memories and stories. And the sort of, for me, it's talking about emotion and how our past and our stories and even objects we hold on to all have emotional weight and they all mean so much to us. And I think that's what the episode's talking about.
Very Doctor Who.
Oh, no, that's what I mean. I understand this is Marmite, this episode. And I can understand fully why some people absolutely hate this episode. But like I said, for me, the themes and the motifs it's talking about, I quite like it when Doctor Who touches on these things. And I think with the idea of Clara and her family and the Doctor trying to understand what Clara is and why she has popped up and how she can work almost, it makes sense that then her family gets brought up and we learn a bit more about her family. And I think, like for me, I think the singing and the whole sort of idea of the little girl, it's religion. It's this idea of what is religion in a way you could argue. It's shared stories. It's shared history. So it's once again commenting on this idea of tradition and why traditions happen and what's the weight of them. And I understand all these concepts are quite abstract. They're not like very easy stuff you can put in a story, and you might just come across as a load of rubbish. But like I said, I really love that. Like I said, Clara, I like the fact that she's really innocent. Still, she's very inquisitive. She's asking questions. The fact that she was talking with a little girl about being scared, so she's vulnerable as well. I think Clara is still quite vulnerable at this point, and that just makes her likable. And yeah, I think the speech, I would say that emotion, it's not so much related to the episode, the actual story, what's happening in that moment. It's the Doctor basically digging really deep. It's the Doctor looking inside of himself. And like I said, it's all this sort of damage he's experienced through his years. And he talks about, I've lost things, I know things, and it's about and he's talking about his life, and it's more of a genuine comment, and it's the Doctor just showing, like I said, that for all the wonderful things he's done, for all the lovely planets he's saved, all the people he's met, there's a price for that. And it
just sounds like a speech that Roy Batty would have said from Blade Runner. And every time I hear one of these speeches now, it always, especially Matt Smith here, it always seems to remind me of like they're trying to copy the speech from Roy Batty from Blade Runner. Every time. It's really bizarre.
Like I said, I don't know that reference, but like I said, for me, and that's what I think is unique about the Doctor, that you have a character that's been around for so long that they have these almost they have these emotions and feelings which are hard for us to understand sometimes because of the age. And it's like none of us can get on the same level as the Doctor. We shouldn't be able to. That's the whole point of the Doctor. And I think that speech is talking about that. But I saw like Lord Thoth say in the chat, if you've had, for example, PTSD,
I had PTSD after watching this episode.
I know you did, Billy. No, but Lord Thoth was saying like he got it because of, it sounds like, his experience with PTSD, and that's what I'm saying. It's not so much. I get what you mean about in the episode. It feels like it's a bit out of nowhere, but I think that's because it's the Doctor talking about his life. It's the Doctor being very reflective in a moment. So it isn't so much, he's not talking about in this episode all these horrible things have happened to him. He's saying since he was Bill Hartnell, he's had to have all these things happen to him. And he's commenting on that. And he's showing...
it just feels so switched on. And like, I mean, he was goofing around like a lunatic earlier, like not 2 minutes beforehand.
Yeah, but that's the mask. That's what the Doctor does.
I know he does,
that's the surface level of I'm not going to show what I'm feeling. Especially in that Doctor.
It just felt staged to me.
I know, like I said, fair dues. But for me, I've always loved that speech, and for me, it talks and it sort of touches on things that I love about the Doctor. So I think it is. Some people will take a lot from that speech and others won't, and that's fair, and that's sort of, I think, how the show works. Certain things just click with others and some don't.
Maybe it's the cynic in me.
Maybe, Lee. Maybe you're just a miserable sod.
Maybe.
Maybe. So, yeah, but I do agree with the leaf is a bit daft. I get what Moffat was trying to do, but it does come... I will agree with you that it does come across a bit of, oh, isn't Clara so important? But it's not really Clara. It's, like I said, it's the idea of what's more, somebody living a long life, like the Doctor, or somebody having their life cut short. And that is technically infinity, if you think about it. So I think if you maybe wouldn't have made it so much Clara related and kept it purely to that idea more, it might have translated better.
Yeah, it just came across as very smug. What other stories did Neil Cross write?
I think this was his only one, wasn't it?
Oh, thank God for that.
Yeah,
so
actually. Yeah.
I can understand some bits. I do agree. So I'll give this an 8.
Right, PD Rich.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. I found it very much old Doctor Who, old school.
Really?
Yeah, in a way.
What?
It had that kind of feel. It had that kind of really tacky feel, like old Doctor Who.
What?
Yeah, I feel really tacky, like old Doctor Who. You know?
Get out of
here. He's going to have another nervous breakdown.
Can't handle this. I don't know what's going on.
He can't handle it. Yeah, I mean,
What are you watching?
Look, mate, one man's trash is another man's treasure. You know that. Art is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah, you're blind.
How many times have I had to say that to kids at uni? Art is in the eye of the beholder. You might like something, someone might love it. I said it all the time, but I enjoyed it because I just felt the wacky tackiness of it. It feels like old school Doctor Who again. Going back a little bit to going back a little bit back to Russell T Davies. Just had that feel.
Oh, is that what you mean by old?
Yeah, not really old Doctor Who. It had that kind of weird alien kind of customs, like in really old classic Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed it. I didn't mind the song, kind of understand the lyrics of it. But it was just so different. It was just so different in Doctor Who. They were trying
it would have been fine as a Coldplay song, and I fucking hate Coldplay. But you know, like
Coldplay as well.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could have had Yellow playing in the background, sung by Jodie Whittaker.
Oh God, no.
What's even worse?
Oh,
actually, someone should get that scene, right?
No.
God, that's all level. I thought I was being evil.
Charlotte is just like straight away. No, don't ruin that for me.
Do not contaminate a episode with her.
It's grand. I'll do it.
If you want to see me lose it, you wait for Joe to send a TARDIS, and I'll lose it during that. I go, what? What? Why? What?
All joking aside, I wouldn't ruin it, even though I don't like
I really enjoyed this one. I don't think it's the absolute best episode of Doctor Who, but I think it's a good episode, so I'll give it a 9.
You're giving it a 9.
Yeah,
absolutely fantastic. Real Super Doctor.
I think this is a sentimental episode. It was meant to be to touch on sentiment because the fact that Clara, with her experiences of her mom and dad and the leaf and her wanting to travel with the doctor and explore things that she couldn't even possibly explore, and she didn't even know where she wanted to go, and the doctor just took her to this. It was like an asteroid planet or something like that. I don't know, but and the horrible singing and all that, I didn't like that. But for the set designs looked good. The costumes were really good for this episode. The acting was very good for this episode. I did like the alien designs as well, and the fact that Moffat wanted to go to like a kind of Star Wars kind of theme, like all the aliens and all that. And I liked that. I liked the variety of aliens in Doctor Who. I think that kind of lacks in Doctor Who. I think Doctor Who should kind of expand on that. I did like Jenna Coleman's performances in that as Clara. As in this Clara, I don't like what happens later on with Clara and Impossible Girl and that, and the fact that in the Capaldi era, it was just too much to the extreme with Danny Pink and all that, and that I will smack you so hard that you'll regenerate and all the nastiness of Clara towards the 12th Doctor. I really didn't like that. But Clara in this, she felt like a very much inquisitive, feisty. She wanted to go out and explore. She was curious of things like that, and that's all the things, the good points a companion that should be. I liked the actress that played Clara's mum in that, and the acting was very good in that, and I like that Matt Smith was going through her life and all that as a child and all that, and just being there and watching her, because the Doctor was very curious to why that all those encounters with this same girl would be all throughout time, and this impossible girl, and meeting her back up with her and that, and he's still holding that back, and we know that he'll eventually find out exactly why she's this impossible girl. I really liked the what could I say, the tone of the episode was quite good. It was focusing on sentiment and memories and that, and connected to your past and all that, and the Doctor explaining about his losses throughout all his incarnations and that, and he's been there for thousands of years. He's had many companions and all that, and every companion he's lost, and
the script feels like it was written in a therapy session.
That's what it kind of felt like as well. It felt like
I feel manipulated by it. It doesn't work for me. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say this equals a classic Doctor Who episode. It's more or less like kind of modern day Stephen Moffat fairy tale kind of episode. So I would give it an 8 out of 10.
I don't know what's wrong with you.
I was going to say, you've all surprised me, you guys, with those scores. Even Lee's, I thought, would be lower than what you gave.
Yeah,
I was struggling with 4. It barely scratches a 4.
Is there anything else that you'd like to get off your chest, Lee? Because you feel quite strongly about this episode.
Oh, I just don't like being manipulated, and it feels very manipulative, and I get what they're trying to do, but it just feels really forced and sort of very bourgeois, and it just falls short of the mark every step. And that's how I feel about it. It leaves me cold, really cold. But what can I say? I think it's a very grandiose concept, but its execution it doesn't fit this format. I think if you're going to do something like that, it needs to be a sort of film, and you can sort of explore these ideas properly, but it just doesn't have the time to do it. Then it just feels very staged and very. I don't know. It's pretentious. It feels like it's. Yeah, man, we're gonna present this really deep concept. It's gonna be like really mind blowing and stuff.
So stupid, yeah.
And it's just so middle class.
It feels like a Christmas episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit like Inglorious.
It is cringy. I'm sorry. It did make my skin crawl. I could feel my skin, like goosebumps, but not the good kind, I just find it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just doesn't hit the mark.
Folks, we don't just hate Whittaker and Chibs episodes. Some of us
it's still better than anything
just as much.
Yeah. Well, probably. I had the same thing with Inglourious Bastards, the Quentin Tarantino film. I thought it was trying to be so clever, it came out as being really stupid in the end.
Yeah.
I thought about a bit insulted after watching it.
But I don't feel intellectually insulted. I feel emotionally like they're trying to emotionally manipulate, and I don't like that. Because it is very contrived. I get what they're trying to do. I'm not stupid enough to not see it, but I just don't feel it. It doesn't draw me in.
It doesn't feel genuine to you.
No, and I don't care about any of those characters. None of them. I don't care about Clara at this point. I don't care about her parents. I don't care about the girl. I don't care about the people on that stupid asteroid thing. I think you deserve to be left without a son. Stupid sods. Who've been given whatever energy sacrifice. I mean, they've been sacrificing people to this thing for however many decades. Bloody serves you right, you daft.
Lee, what did the Aztecs do?
Well, look what happened to them idiots.
No, but that's my point. It's talking about religion and how we have these rituals, which are probably very, very stupid if you really thought about them. But we just do them anyway because it's part
but if you're going to tackle religion in Doctor Who and then turn it into this vampire, I mean, it's a bit insulting to religious people. I think I'm not saying that all religion is great either, but at the same token, I think it's far too grandiose a topic to kind of sort of fit into the middle of a Doctor Who season, try and manipulate your audience in this way. Look, grandiose idea is fine, but you're gonna you have to execute it really well. And slamming a fucking pretentious song. I mean, it's very nicely constructed. It's got a nice what's the word? Score. It's nicely done. It's just feels really inappropriate.
Like Sesame Street in space.
You got all this goofy stuff going on, and you're trying to, for 90% of the episode, and you're trying to cram all this like really intense emotional manipulation at the end, and it's just like, oh, come off it.
What number they bring us this week?
It's just. It just feels fraudulent, and I know people get something from that, and I'm glad that they do, but that's because they themselves have had some sort of something that they can relate it to. I mean, we all do, but in my experience, I feel it's manipulating me, and I don't want that to take away from other people. But for me, it just feels like they're trying to dig into me and pull something out of me that they have no business tackling, and making me feel like, well, you're trying to use my emotions not against me, but it feels like they're trying to manipulate me, and I don't like that.
Well, it's like short. Sometimes in a movie,
it's surface level, superficial.
Yeah, no, it's like sometimes in a movie when they kill certain characters off. It's like you can tell they've just done that to get a reaction.
Yeah. Well, anyway, next week we've got aliens in a submarine. It is basically Alien rip-off, isn't it? So there's that with the stupid what they did. I'll never forgive what Moffat did to the Ice Warriors.
Isn't it Gators next week? I'm sure Gators writes this.
Gators.
Well, but Moffat allowed this to go through. It's just like I don't mind Gators as a writer quite much. I know he gets a lot of stick.
No, he's actually a decent writer. Yeah, he does some stupid things. I'm not.
He's good at the sort of more horror element.
Yeah,
but yeah. So I mean, the Ice Warriors submarine thing. It's not bad, but it is alien. And what they did with the Ice Warrior, just making it look like this weird thing that's in the suit. That's not an Ice Warrior. So anyway, that's next week. But yeah, I mean, this second half it really plummets for me this season. Right in the second half of this, it does. It's a sad thing.
You're right. We'll leave it there before Lee rants on any more about it. We'll be here all night. But before we go, obviously, we'll do a channel shout out. So we'll start with you, Charlotte, because I know you have to leave shortly.
Yeah, so like I said, you catch me on Facebook, and me and Daniel on Monday we're doing our next Line of Duty episode with you.
Fantastic. Thank you, Real Super Doctor.
I've got a Twitter account under Real Super Fugitive Doctor, and I've got a YouTube account under John Caligari.
Fantastic, PD Rich.
Okay, you'll find me over in the Chat on Rabbi's channel, or you'll find me sometimes on Dave Travel 2 Times, or we have a little tiny in-depth looks at science fiction shows.
Fantastic. And finally, Lee.
Hello, I'm replacing Bolstrack as the new grumpy bastard. You can find me on Twitter at Being Problem. I've got my alternative channel with my CGI or digital art, whatever you might call it, at All Dread Audiovisual. I'd like to wish Melina to get well soon.
That's it. Get well soon. Get well soon. Well said. And we'll be back next week, folks, as you know, here on the Tardis Zone. So like, share, subscribe, and we will talk to you. That is it for the night. So have a good one. Enjoy the new week. I hope you all, hope it's a good one. Then, obviously, then we'll relax over the weekend as we always do, and we'll see if we've had a good or a bad week as we always do. Yeah. Anyway, I'll say good night. Panel, say good night.
Good night. Good night.
Good night. Talk to you all soon. Bye.
Bye.